and welcome to Saturday afternoon in Westchester County, New York. I'm sitting in my backyard, which some of you English people call the garden. I love that. I call it, sorry, my hand's in the way. I call it a yard, but you guys can call it a garden. You could call it whatever you please, but I'm happy to be here today. I just took my wife home this morning from the hospital. She had a serious operation. So happy that she's doing well and she's home now. And I think a lot of it had to do with the prayers from you guys. I thank you dearly for that, and everyone else that prayed for her. She's got a lot of friends. She's got a lot of support. She's got a lot of love in her family. So, hello guys. Yeah, I just decided to come on the air on this beautiful day. Thank you guys all. I was just talking about that. All your prayers for my wife definitely helped. I definitely. She's got a long road ahead of her into recovery. Another, I'd say, 2-3 months, and she's gonna get stronger every day because she's tough. She's tougher than me, you know. They said that my kids are tough because their mother's tough. Maybe that's true, but that's okay. I'll take a back seat as long as she heals up. So guys, we were talking. I mean, I don't know if you caught the show last night with Phil Grimaldi and Joe Murray. I think we're still in the podcast business. We're always learning, and even in the homicide business, I'm always learning. We learned some new terms this week. I think there was some outstanding content on the Gabby Petito case this week. I mean, the input that. Thank you, Angela Ang. Joe Murray, we need to hear more Joe Murray. I don't know, Joe. Your popularity is high, but there's a lot of people on the other side of that fence going, will you tell that guy to shut up? They don't want to hear the defense attorney side of it, but we love to hear that side of it, because if they only heard one side of it, would that be fair? Would that be fun? They got to hear both sides of this. And Joe Murray, I think he's always got his phone around, because as soon as anyone goes live, he's right in there. He's right on the chat, which is great. It's great to have him here. And he's a great guy. He's a great supporter of the NYPD, a great supporter of anyone who ever wore the uniform. So that's who Joe Murray is. And Angela Ang, his girlfriend, she's the best too. Appreciate her. So guys, yeah, we covered a lot of stuff last night with Joe Murray and Phil Grimaldi. The terms of manual strangulation by throttling. And I had said that, yes, Joshua, our producer from California, it is a beautiful day in New York, but California has more beautiful days, it seems like, than New York. Winter's coming in New York. That's why I'm doing my last couple of live recordings from my backyard. You can see my pool is all closed up, as you could see. The pool that I only went in about twice all last summer, but you could see it's closed up. The colors of the leaves are starting to become beautiful here. If you take a ride along the Taconic, that's one of the major parkways that goes upstate New York. The colors are just beautiful. You go even further upstate to like Lake George or the Adirondacks, it's like the most beautiful colors you could ever see. So getting back to the, hello, Grandpa Mama 76, it's good to see you. Jennifer M, hi y'all. I love that Southern accent stuff. It's great. Good to see everyone. Thank you. Yeah, this is my other side of my house. This is where the pool is. Someone in the chat last week said, I don't know what he was really referring to, but I thought he may have been referring to. He said, that's why we hate you Americans. Like what? Because I was successful in my life and bought a home and worked my ass off and am able to afford the home. That's why you hate Americans? Keep hating us. I think that's what the guy meant, but that's his problem, not mine. I have no guilt of what I achieved in my life. See, Bill, Joe Murray, single mom of 4 who doesn't always agree with me, wants me back. Joe, I didn't ever say that we're not going to have you back. Of course we're going to have you back. I don't care what people say. There's a lot of, Angie told me that sometimes I don't 100% pay attention to the chat while I'm doing the show, because I have so many things to do. I have to listen to what the guests are saying. I have to listen to what my co-host is saying. I have to put up videos. I'm actually producing it while I'm saying it. But she tells me there's some bombastic conversations going on in the chat, which I find funny, as long as they're not nasty. But, Angie has to jettison some people every once in a while. Sometimes there's some supporters of maybe rivals, although I don't feel I have any rivals. But if they feel I'm their rival, they got to send their kamikaze pilots into my chat. I'm glad I remembered to bring a water out here. Sometimes I talk for a while and I realize, oh my God, I don't have a water, and it's tough to keep talking. Yeah. Angela and Bill, sometimes the chat is like working a crime scene and someone forgot to bring the crime scene tape. I love that. I love that. You know something? Dissension in a chat is okay as long as it stays, as long as it's not nasty and people are trying to, just sabotage your show. Then it gets a little bit outrageous, Yeah, so let's get back to the Gabby Petito case. The big thing also is the hunt for Brian Laundrie. And I don't think law enforcement right now really has an idea of where he is. We had said earlier on, he had a big head start. The whole thing of his parents reporting him missing, I never bought that. And one of the reasons I didn't buy it was because specifically in the New York City Police Department definition of a missing person cannot be someone who's wanted for a crime. And at the time that they reported him missing, he wasn't in fact yet wanted for a crime, and yet they use that term that we in New York City hate, the person of interest. We rather someone be called a suspect or don't call him anything, but a person of interest is just, I think it's sort of like a media term that they want to hear. Oh, is he a person of interest? Everyone's a person of interest, but yeah, single mom of four, justice for Gabby. That's what we all want, And, some people also that listen to the show, some of the people that listen to the show, they're hearing some terms and it's getting deep into the graphic nature of homicide investigation. And some people obviously don't want to hear that, but then you shouldn't be listening to a real crime show. And we and other content creators try to be as respectful as we can, but we're talking about a homicide by manual strangulation, and a further term that was used was throttling, which I said to everyone in the chat yesterday that it was a new term for me. Not a new term as far as I used to hear it as a kid, where other kids might say, "My dad gave me a throttling," and I would laugh at that, because I knew what they were talking about, but I never heard it used in connection with a homicide investigation. So this was the first time. So you can learn something new every day, and I don't pretend to know everything. And once you know everything, you got nowhere to go. You got nowhere else to, you got nothing else to learn. So I'll always have something to learn. So even sometimes people in the chat call me out on things, and I try to respond back to them, unless it's nasty. If it's nasty and they're trying to like do a one-up on me, then I might not answer. But someone had asked something about domestic violence yesterday, and I don't want to get into it again because she got all upset and sent me an email, and I told her that I wasn't meaning to call her out because I didn't think that she knew what she was talking about. I think she did know what she was talking about. But a lot of times I think people expect too much from the response of the police. They want a legal response, a law enforcement response. They want a courtroom trial. They want an interrogation, all of that stuff right on the scene. And that's not possible. And I think the public and our politicians, they really expect way too much out of the police. And she had also said something about there being follow-up to a domestic violence investigation. And all I can say is what I know. And on the NYPD, if there was a report taken, there was always follow-up by domestic violence officers. They even had some people that worked domestic violence that were social workers in the police department. But as far as someone was just saying great job with Mark DeMeo and Darren Porcher. My King of Kings, hey Bill and everyone, good to see you. Who do we got here from Great Britain? I'm not seeing the Brits. Are they in bed today? Where are they? I'm not seeing all the people from Great Britain today. You are the guys that call my yard a garden. I love that, Lee McKenna, Scotland, great. Polka Dot Suzanne Marcus, hilarious. Hey, all watching from London, UK. That's what I was talking about. Look at all these people coming out of the woodwork. I love it. Scotland, Lee McKenna, Lorna Mackenzie, London, UK, UK Wales. Hi from the UK. Hi from East Sussex. Look at this. This is amazing. Okay, how about some of my friends and maybe even long lost family members in Ireland? Anyone here from Ireland? Anyone from the Golden Isle? Irish call it a garden too. I love that. Hey from the UK, from London. Where am I? No one from Dublin. No one from the Temple Bar area hoisting a Guinness for me today. Vlad Riot from Denmark. Hello, Denmark. That's great. Lee McKenna, we need Duty Ron. And I think you're right, Lee McKenna. It's time for Duty Ron to give back to Police Off the Cuff. We need to have him on our show again. He's a hell of a guy. He's a huge supporter of Police Off the Cuff, Real Crime Stories. He's helped me to get, I think we should be at 22,000 today. 22,000 subscribers. Then I got to get to 25. Then I got to get to 30. I'm working hard, And we got a lot of friends here on the YouTube channel and on YouTube content creators. Gisela K. I don't know if you guys know her. She's from the Netherlands. She's come up with 30,000 subscribers in 3 months, maybe less than 3 months. She's doing unbelievably, and I'm very proud of her. She worked really hard, and she's got a great voice. She's got a South African accent. She used to be a former airline pilot. I think that's redundant when you say former. She used to be an airline pilot. I didn't need the word former in there. Stephanie Bogart, hello from Duty Ron. Single mom, Maui Swift. Maui Swift, I love that you're always in the chat. You're a great person. You're such a big supporter of Police Off the Cuff, Real Crime Stories, and I appreciate you so much. All you guys that are the new YouTube members for Police Off the Cuff, give me a thumbs up in the chat. Let me see how many channel members I have here. Hello from Derry, Ireland. Hello, Gemma Meenan. I've seen you before, Gemma. You've been here before, right? Duty Ron's a great guy. Maui Swift, thank you so much. Again, I see you in the chat. Rains just did Up and Up. You're going to get there. Thank you about that. We're working really, really hard. Michigan's here. Momo H from Michigan. Grandma Palmer, 76. Jan Sabin. My King of Kings, Emily Kings. Hey, thanks. Rhonda Husaru from San Francisco, California. Hello from Florida. So great to see you guys from all over the world, all over the country. It's such a beautiful day today, and I told you early on in the when I first started out, I took my wife home from the hospital today. Wednesday, she had a very serious operation. It was actually 8-9 hours long. She's home. She's so strong. She's so tough. But all of her friends, they want to get on the phone with her. She can't. If you're listening to this, she's too weak to do that right now. She just needs to concentrate on getting stronger, getting better, and she will. She'll be back. She'll be back soon. Folks, our Joshua just said, our producer from California, that he just posted a video for channel members only on Jimmy Calandra. And you're going to love that. He's from the Bath Avenue crew, another organized crime member, but who's turned his life around and is not involved in the world of crime anymore. So we get these great former organized crime people, but they turn their lives around and they want to come on Police Off the Cuff. Thank you guys. Since praying for my wife, giving her good thoughts, that's great. Police Off the Cuff video taken down, and I missed that. No, I think Josh must have just put it up on the channel for all our channel members. He just messaged me that he did that. So check our YouTube site for channel members only. Thank you everyone that's praying for my wife. I really appreciate it. I believe that prayers definitely help 100%, or else I wouldn't ask you to do it. Thank you, King of Kings. I'm really pleased. Painted Pony, God bless you to your wife. Much love and healing. Thank you so much. Yeah, folks, we're getting back to Brian Laundrie. Where is he hiding? How has he been able to escape capture for this long? People saying, oh, he's in... Okay, Joshua says the video for Jimmy Calandra should be up very soon. It may be just downloading or uploading. And sorry, maybe I jumped the gun, but it's going to be there today. Leave it to Joshua. Joshua's one hell of a producer, In fact, that's another thing that Duty Ron gave me. He gave me the recommendation of Joshua, who's a great producer. And not only does he work for Duty Ron, but he works police off the cuff, real crime stories. So, getting back to Brian Laundrie, you know, one of the ways, of course, that you catch a fugitive is they either reported by someone that's out there, someone sees them and calls the police, or they make a mistake, they do another crime, or they use an electronic device that the police are already up on. He's probably savvy enough to know not to do that, or to use Joe Murray, to blame the police who only interacted with them for less than an hour instead of the family, friends, and co-workers of Brian and Gabby, who have known him for their whole life, is not. That's Joe was trying to say. And Joe, thanks for the $9.99 super chat. Hello, Dawn Marie. Richella Pranzo, great to see you. Lieutenant Pete was great on Gisela Kay's show. Lieutenant Pete's a gem. We love Lieutenant Pete, former NYPD lieutenant, street crime, 3-2 legend. Great to see Richella and Lieutenant Pete in the chat. Well, I don't see Lieutenant Pete. I see Richella. Lieutenant Pete may be down by the beach right now. Police off the cuff fam. Melvin, her and I have second cousins in Northport, right around the corner from Laundries. Mike asked the next door neighbors, and they said that the police did have, the police went into that park yesterday, and I don't know if they had a lead, they had some kind of lead or something, or they had some downloaded video from a drone. But it looked like they had some kind of lead that they were going into that park again to search for Brian. Whether that information was good or was just a hunch, but it doesn't seem that they've made any progress yet in fact, apprehending Brian Laundrie. Look, he's going to get caught. Serena Leigh Grace, South Australia. So nice to see you, Serena Leigh. Hi, Bill. Awesome show yesterday. Detective Granola Joe, like all this informative information that you've been saying. Thank you so much. I think that the YouTube channels, some of them have such great former law enforcement on that can really teach, can really give you great information. Duty Ron's show is one of them. He now has a permanent crime scene guy on with him, Ed Wallace. Brilliant guy, retired first grade NYPD detective. Barbara Butcher comes on. She is a gem. Red Panda, thank you so much for the £5 super chat. Barbara Reshik, they found a fugitive, Eric Williams. Michelle Smith, I agree. Apparently, O'Donnell Boy has a YouTube now. We love Ed. Ed's great. Yeah, as I was saying, some of these channels have really, really great people on them, and you can really learn a lot about investigation. You can really learn a lot about crime scene. And, we had on John Paluccio. John Palucci, not Paluccio. I'm getting carried away with these Italian last names. We had John Palucci on the other day. He was another retired NYPD crime scene investigator. Brilliant, brilliant guy. And he's actually going back to school after being retired from the NYPD. And he's going to try to get his master's so he can start his own school, his own crime scene school. How exciting is that, And he said a quote the other day because someone was harping upon the fact that different DNA potentially found on Gabby. Joe Murray, if the signs of abuse were so glaring that the police should have spotted it, this chat is moving so fast, but thanks again for the $9.99 super chat, Joe, defense attorney Joe. A lot of times when we say, someone's saying that the Moab police should have done more. We've dissected that case, and the term Monday morning quarterback can be used in many ways because we could all say woulda, shoulda, coulda. If you woulda did this, that wouldn't have happened. If you coulda did that, this wouldn't have happened. We're not mind readers, And when we look back, Emily King, thanks for the $5 super chat. Beatrice Martin, amen to that, Joe Murray. Joe, see, you got fans in the chat here. I got to be careful, Joe. once you start your channel, I'm going to get knocked off the air, you know. They're going to say, oh, we like Joe Murray better. We like that rugged looking, you know, former boxer with the pushed in nose look. Yeah, this Jennifer M. Yes, Mr. Bill, I was about to say the same thing. Mr. Bill was that character on Saturday Night Live. No, no, Mr. Bill, Mr. Bill. I remember that. I'm old enough to remember that. I don't think some of the younger people here are old enough to remember that. In fact, Saturday Night Live is still on, right? Australian in the UK. Yay, yay, Bill, watch up P's and Q's around us that love Joe. I'm never going to say anything bad about Joe. I'm not going to do that because I know he's internationally loved, you know, and I'll have all you Brits coming after me. I'll be walking down, Grafton Street in Dublin, and they'll all of a sudden say, oh, it's you the guy who put down Joe Murray. I got to watch. Put my arms up. A left hook could be coming, you know. Beatrice Martin, be honest, Sergeant Bill, none of us loves a defense attorney. Well, you don't now, but if you need one, or if you ever need one, God forbid, you're going to love your defense attorney, right? They're the ones who create doubt. And Joe Murray's one of the best in that, you know, and that's why we have him on the show, to give the other side of the coin. If we only gave our side of the coin, would you guys love us as much? Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down to that, you know. I love you and Phil. Oh, Mamachi, thank you so much that you love us. That's great to hear. You know, Phil's only been doing this maybe like 2 or 3 months now, and I brought him on like full time, but he's like a duck right back in the water. He just took to it like a duck to water, if I can use that analogy again. I'm always using the duck analogy, you know. If it walks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, if it has feathers like a duck, it's a duck, you know. So Phil Grimaldi definitely has taken to this podcast stuff. He's so good. He's so good. I'm so lucky to have him. And I love that duck emoji. That's great. Yeah, and you know, Phil knows the job. Phil knows investigation. And so Margaret Hearn, Sergeant Bill, if you need protection in Dublin, give me a call. My cousin's got it covered. That's great. The Garda. I don't know how to say that. I know it's Garda, and the last word, Sochana, I know it's spelled Siochana. I don't know how to pronounce it. Some Irish names too, like Neve and Fiona, that's spelled a different way, right? Siobhan, that's all spelled a sort of weird way, and you wouldn't know that's that name unless you came across it before, right? Guys, it's so good just to be home, and it's great to have my wife home today. And as I said, she came home from the hospital today. She's resting. We got her upstairs, and she's really, you know, sapped of almost all strength. But she's back. She's gonna be back. That's it. That's Neve, right? Emily King, Naimh. Isn't that how you spell Neve? Give a thumbs up. Joe Murray, what'd you hit the lottery? You keep giving me money today. I'm not gonna turn it down, but thank you so much. When a defense attorney fabricates things to blacken the victim, I sort of know where you're going with that. I don't know if it's to blacken the victim. I think it's to create doubt, which is their job. It's a defense attorney's job to create doubt because he's trying to advocate for the suspect. And look, I'm on the police side. Mamachi said she thinks it's time for John Walsh to stay back behind the scenes. He's pissed a few people off during this case, you know, and I had a case years ago on America's Most Wanted. It was a Manhattan Special Victims case, and it was so effective that the next day they had the show on a Saturday night. Sunday morning, the phone was ringing off the hook, and make a long story short, we caught the guy in a bar in Queens. Vicious, vicious guy, and it was so good to get that guy off the street. And he had actually said what a lot of bad guys say. Ryan Brown, thank you. Prayers for your wife, Bill. One of you having Tommy Dades on. We love Tommy Dades. And, I didn't mention, guys, we're having Chaz Palminteri on Monday night at 9 p.m. And he's a great guest, a great actor. Everyone knows the movie The Bronx Tale. I'm so excited about meeting him and having him on the show because not only is he a great actor and a great writer, but he's a huge, huge supporter of the NYPD and of police in general. I saw something today that Dog the Bounty Hunter got pissed. What was he? What was Dog the Bounty Hunter pissed about? I don't know. Sierra J, when Duty Ron had Barbara Butcher on, she explained everything. You know why Barbara Butcher explained everything? Because not only was she great at her job, but she's a great teacher. She taught at the criminal investigation course for years at the NYPD, and she was one of the most popular teachers that taught at the criminal investigation course. I thought she was fantastic. So, Emily King, thanks for that. Getting pissed in the UK means getting drunk. See, in the US, it can mean getting mad. I'm pissed off, you know. But in the UK, getting pissed means getting intoxicated, right? And Gisela Case, I love the way she says demand. I demand you watch my channel. Isn't that funny? But she's great. I just feel good today. Barbara Lee McKenna, Barbara Butcher is the best. And you guys, just so you know, and I don't know the exact date, but Barbara Butcher has a book coming out. And as soon as we have a date for the book to come out, I'm gonna definitely have her on the show and plug her book, because she's fantastic. You know, she's so fantastic. And Una Umbra Mamachi, thank you. Is it possible Brian is using a satellite phone to contact family? Yeah, I mean, it's possible. Anything's possible. Using a phone that can't be traced, they don't have the phone number, you know, because that's what the police need to track a phone. They need the number. There's millions of phones hitting towers all over the place, but unless they have the phone number, even of a booster phone, they can track that if they have the phone number. But finding out the phone number is a tough thing. Yeah, everyone's mentioning John Walsh. He's a little bit excitable. He's old. He's been doing this stuff for a long time. He's a little excitable. You know, we have to trust in law enforcement. We have to trust that they're doing their job, that they know how to do their job, that they're doing their job. And I think they are. You know, sometimes you run into brick walls. Sometimes you run into a dead end, but that doesn't mean you stop working on it. You keep working on the case. Sierra J, FBI is trying to build a rock-solid case. We certainly hope so. I think they are. Painted Pony, Billy and Philly are the best. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. We appreciate all of our folks. And folks, I have to mention, if you're not subscribed to Police Off the Cuff, please go to our channel, hit the subscribe button. Most of the names I see here are subscribed. Ring that bell, give us a thumbs up, show the love to Police Off the Cuff, real crime stories. Philly, I think today is he's doing family stuff. I think he's at a wedding all day. You know, one of those Italian weddings, you know, starts out with the appetizers, and then you have to eat for about 6 hours straight. So that's where Philly is today. So he's back in Brooklyn going to a wedding. When does a case become cold? Well, it's not a time frame. A case becomes cold when all leads have been exhausted and there's no way to go with it. But one thing to remember about a homicide is there's no statute of limitations to a homicide. So that a homicide, an arrest can be made at any time, all right? So there's no 30 years, 35 years have gone by. The guy doesn't have to worry about it anymore. He can be charged after any amount of time because there's no statute of limitations. Angie Crummer's Italian weddings are the best. I love, and you guys know it, I love Italian food. It is my favorite food on this earth. When Phil Grimaldi took me to L&B Spumoni Gardens in Bensonhurst, I was in heaven. It was unbelievable. If you get those squares, it almost looks like a Sicilian pizza, and it's called the squares. It is so unbelievable. People come from all over the damn world to get those squares from Spumoni Gardens. And that was the first time I had ever been to Spumoni Gardens. Hi there, watching from Johannesburg, South Africa. Wow. Yeah, Irish weddings, they last so long, right? I was at an Irish wedding in Clonakilty. That's at the southern tip of Ireland. And I couldn't believe how long it lasted. We were there from noon, and it was still going at 3 or 4 in the morning. I was like, I've had enough. And then they give you food. They try to wake you up, you know. It's stamina. You need stamina to go to an Irish wedding, that's for sure. As deeply as I feel the person we all I think he is definitely guilty. I agree with Joe Murray in that. Unfortunately, there are many outs for defense. Yes, there are. By King of Kings, I live in Cork. I love Cork. That's great. Cork, Ireland, you know. I've been to the north too. Cushendall. I was in Cushendall, and we took the train through. We saw the areas that had the troubles. We took the train through Belfast. Thank you, Holy Cats. The backyard is gorgeous. You didn't call it a garden. I was waiting to hear it. Could you say it's the garden? But thank you so much, Karen Hivalu. It looks so beautiful. It is beautiful, but we're getting ready to have the real cold weather. It's beautiful. Beatrice Martin. I love Greece. I went to Greece on my honeymoon. I went to Santorini and Skiathos. It was just unbelievable, and I had a great time. It was a long time ago, man. 9/9/89 was when I got married. I always remember those numbers. I don't really play the numbers. Question: people keep saying that they think Brian is hiding in plain sight, meaning that he's still in Florida. He's still near his family's home. I don't think so. I think he's in another country. That's just my feelings. And I think he had help getting away, and I think he's safely tucked away somewhere and laying low. But he can't hide forever. He definitely cannot hide forever. Someone's saying they think Brian Laundrie went to Turks and Caicos. I don't think you'd last. Mamachi, 9/9 is your birthday. Hey, happy birthday. 9/9. Wow. That's great. Yeah, 9/9/89. That's my anniversary. I always remember that. Mario Kunal, you think Brian is in Mexico? Possibly. Holy Cats, yachting in international waters, my bet. So Karen Hivalu thinks he's tucked away in another country. Dawn Marie, Angela Eng Rains. I don't know what you mean by that, Angela Eng. I'm talking so much, I need a little more water. So, Joni Pacello, I was in Greece. It was beautiful. Took a cruise. I think Brian is holed up in a house somewhere in another country. I think someone just said that they think he's in a crocodile's belly. You mean an alligator? I don't think there's crocodiles in Florida. I think there's alligators, though. But crocodiles, I don't think are in Florida. Could be wrong, but I think in Florida, alligators are native to Florida. So, yeah, again, if I didn't mention, we have Chaz Palminteri coming on Monday night at 9 p.m. Should be a great show. For members only, coming out today for YouTube channel members only. A little short video with Jimmy Calandra from the Bath Avenue Boys, Organized Crime. He's been on our show once before. There's going to be a short video on channel members only today. At least that's what Josh tells me, our producer. SSS, crocodiles are more assertive and more likely to attack your boat. That's for sure. I'm not going in any water where there's crocodiles or alligators. Joshua says the video with Jimmy Calandra is live right now as we speak. Wow, pretty cool. I'm going to have to check that out too. I haven't seen it yet. Josh has been doing some editing. He's doing an unbelievable job for us here, it's funny, if you ever, anyone out there decides to become a channel, what do I call it, a content creator on YouTube, it's a lot of work. It's a ton of work. I mean, someone the other day asked me, what do you do with all the money? What do you do with all the money? It goes out the other end to pay people that are working for us, It's not like I'm living large. I'm in my yard right now. Do you see me on a cruise ship somewhere? I'm in my yard doing this show. But crocodile dipped in butter. I love that. Margaret Hearn. That's you guys are getting the same sense of humor as us. That's fantastic. Emily King, it's my garden, my yard, whatever you guys want to call it. It's so great to be home. It's great to have my wife home. I'm coming up on 35 minutes. I just wanted to do a short video, touch base with you guys, tell you guys how much I care and how much I really 1,000% appreciate your support and the prayers that you said for my wife. She's already feeling better, and she doesn't even know all the people that have been praying for her. So on behalf of Police Off the Cuff, Real Crime Stories, on a Saturday, October 16th, for the most difficult case in your career. I can't cover that now. You ask me it again on another time, and I'll definitely talk about some of the most. I don't know if I have a most difficult case. There's a lot of most difficult cases, but I will definitely talk about that. But for today, folks, I'm stuttering. Today, thank you so much for listening, and I'm Bill Cannon from Police Off the Cuff, Real Crime Stories. Thank you for your support, and God bless.